I recently visited Skegness Butlins for a family holiday. While exploring the site, I came across this memorial to HMS Royal Arthur. Once I got home, I discovered the fascinating history of Butlin's Second World War service. Butlin's founder, Billy Butlin, initially started the Butlins Empire in Skegness in 1936. Another site was opened in Clacton on the Essex coast soon after. A site was planned for Filly near Scarborough. However, when war was declared, on the 3rd of September 1939, construction ceased. The Ministry of Defence quickly requisitioned the Skegness and Clacton camps for military use. Holidaymakers staying at the sites were fully refunded and sent home, but were given a coupon promising them a free holiday after the war, a promise many would take advantage of 6 years later. After this, Butlin was called into a meeting with the then War Minister Leslie Hoare-Belisha. Billy then detailed the meeting in his 1982 autobiography. Skegness and Clacton camps had proved so successful as service establishments that he would like me to quote a price for completing Filly for the Army. From him, I learned that it cost the Army £250 per occupant to build a camp. I estimated that I could do the job for £175 per head, and I quoted that price. I made one important stipulation though: I should be given the opportunity of buying the camp back at the end of the war for 3/5 of the cost. This was guaranteed. The Filly site was built upon soon after and became RAF Hunmanby Moor. In Wales, a site in Fwelly was built, known as HMS Glendower, used by the Royal Navy. A site in Ayr on the south-west coast of Scotland was used by the Royal Navy also, called HMS Scotia. Butlins Clacton was used by the Army, and the original Skegness site was known as HMS Royal Arthur. The camps used by the Royal Navy were known as shore establishments and were used to train new recruits in all manner of naval expertise. The camp's pre-existing facilities were quickly militarised, with Skegness's ballroom becoming an armoury, its beer garden a sick bay, and the fortune teller's parlour a dentist clinic. As well as training British volunteers for wartime sailing and fighting, the Butlins camps also saw many foreign volunteers arrive for training. Skegness camp was used by Belgian and Norwegian sailors, and the newly built Filly camp was used to train over 5,000 West Indian RAF recruits during the duration of the war. Not only did Billy Butlin give up his holiday camps for the war effort, he also served the country in his own unique way. He was employed by Lord Beaverbrook, who had been made Ministry of Supply in late June 1941, to use his knowledge of running pre-war holiday camps to help improve the living conditions of munitions factory workers. He was appointed Director General for Hostels in December 1941. He quickly started work to make the hostels a place where workers would want to live in. He changed the name of the buildings to residential clubs and renovated the interiors. Cinemas, dance halls and tennis courts were built, as well as allowing the female workers to invite friends into the accommodation, something that previous to Billy's involvement had been forbidden. The improvements made by Butlin drastically reduced the amount of workers deserting the factories and helped to bolster the production of vital war material. Billy also organised holiday weeks for working men and women to take breaks at seaside towns and in their own towns by organising travelling fairs and attractions. After leaving his ministry post in 1943, he would find himself being tasked with one last favour for the war effort by none other than General Bernard Montgomery. The Belgian capital of Brussels was liberated by Allied troops on the 4th of September 1944. The city was soon designated a leave centre, but offered little in entertainment for war-weary troops. Butlin was sent to Belgium by Dakota and set to work to provide a place where troops could be entertained and relax. The facility created by Butlin was known as the 21 Club, as it was primarily to be used by troops on leave of the 21st Army Group. A total of 8 21 clubs were built across Belgium, Holland and Germany before the end of the war. For his service during the war in the Ministry of Supply, Billy Butlin was awarded an MBE in 1944. After the war, Butlin's camps returned to civilian use, and Butlin himself was knighted on the 22nd of July 1964. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to watch more military history, you can do here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon.